drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant, slay the competition cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Korner Booth Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Jerry Klim. Alongside me is my co-host, Mr. Matt Ordazzo. Matty, how we feeling, brother? You good?
There we go. There was a little bit of a lag, but I'm in. How's it going?
Listen, I'm great, man. Watch a little preseason ball this weekend.
They got in the roster going on the IL.
Yeah, you're on a delay, brother. That's right. I'll do an opening monologue. Get your Wi-Fi straight. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Obviously, today is obviously our Big Ten preview and our AFC and NFC South. We will finish our football preview next weekend with the SEC and the NFC and AFC North. Decided to flip things up. Usually we do like an all Southern show to finish, but instead it was just kind of worked out this way. I'm happy to be here. The show's obviously presented by our friends over at Bipe Sports. And, of course, our friends over at Righteous Felon, Candidates, and SeatGeek. We're less than 3 weeks away from the NFL. I believe 16 days till Australia. So it's going to be fun. Ashton Genty's not out for the season. It's not a torn ACL. It's ankle sprain. We don't know high or low. He was my number 2 pick in my friends league where me, Kevin, all the boys, former co-host Pat. And if I lose Genty, I'm going to lose him. And I'm still trying to trade CeeDee Lamb. A hot take, he's going to have a shit season. I think George Pickens is going to dominate his touches. But let's give Maddie another shot. Maddie, how's your Wi-Fi feeling right now? Oh, I see the black screen. Matt, drop out and retry the link again because it's not clicking with it for some reason. I don't know. I'll keep talking though because I love hearing the sound of my own voice. Watched a little bit of Raiders Texans on Friday. Thursday. It was, you know what? I'm a fan of Mendoza. I saw him, what he did in college. But, dude, the Raiders, they look fun. They got a lot of good backups. Obviously, I watched my Eagles and the Eagles-Patriots as well. A lot of positive signs out of Philadelphia. Wins and losses of preseason football, obviously. It's just kind of scoreboard. But it's just about seeing who's I always love it for seeing who develops. I swear to God, I have to hear one more clip about how A.J. Brown dominated Philadelphia. I'm like, do they force-fed him? It was one-on-one drills. The offense is supposed to win. But it's okay. Let's see him catch those balls in the playoffs. All I'm going to say. Baseball stressing me out. Ketel Marte's okay, by the way. He's back on August 30th, I believe, is his first day back. That was a very scary situation. So it's good to hear he's okay. But, Diamondbacks, they played well this week. They lost 2 out of 3 to Boston, but took 2 out of 3 from Cincinnati. And, as long as you keep taking 2 out of 3, this team will make the playoffs. So I'm not complaining. Let's give him a shot again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Ordazzo.
I don't think it's much better, but, we got it.
I got you loud and clear over here.
All right. Well, we'll see how this goes.
Also, my producer's here. Hi, Nate.
What's going on, fellas? Good to see y'all. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to y'all. Good to see some preseason football again early this weekend. So the Giants beat the brakes off the Miami Dolphins. Screw them. I know it's the preseason, but I don't give a fudge because screw Miami and they're pathetic. So Jets better sweep them. Please.
That is true.
There you go. It was a fun weekend for sports, obviously, but dude, college football is next Thursday, and that makes me so happy.
Woohoo!
Wait, when's the double game? Is it this Saturday? Is it this coming Saturday? Is college football?
Is it? TCU and North Carolina? Nah, it's North Carolina and TCU in Ireland, Matt. I didn't do the accent right, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So this Thursday, September. Yeah. No. Hold on.
No, it's this Saturday at 9 a.m. Dang, 9 a.m. Oh, Pacific time, 12 p.m. in the Eastern time.
Oh, that's why I have it set for top 25 on my bracket, not FBS. Yeah. So Saturday, August 29th, TCU, North Carolina, San Jose State, USC, NC State, Virginia, Jacksonville State, and North Dakota State, Sacramento State, Eastern Michigan, Hawaii, Stanford, New Mexico State, and Florida State, and Memphis and UNLV. So, fellas, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to have a little warm-up this week. So, Nathan, I hate to drop this on you, but we're going to do an impromptu 7-pack for week 0.
Yes! Let's go! Let's go, boss! Nah,
that's how we're ending the show today. So, we're going to, Matt, I talked about Genty a little bit. He's got an ankle sprain. We don't know if it's high or low, but listen, for a guy who has Ashton Genty in one of his leagues, I'm very happy right now because ACL is a death sentence for a fantasy football team. It happened to me with David Johnson when I was in college. I can't do it again. So Genty's okay. Nothing crazy yet. So we're okay. But how you feeling? We did Nate, you were in the college draft this year or no?
I was. I had no idea what in the world I was doing. But
I just started drafting Hurricanes. Okay. I drafted 3 or 4 players while I had Katie draft one of my players for me because we were driving back from people at my house. I'm like, just draft the high. Listen, this is why she's the most amazing person in the world. I said, please draft the highest ranked receiver. And she goes, I'm like, just CWR, click on that highest guy. She goes, got it. I'm like, oh, sweet. So I got, it's, dude, I've never done a college draft before. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm excited because it's going to be good content. But at the same time, like, dude, I am like, pro football is superiorly my forte. College football, I am nowhere close to where like Kieran and Kevin are. They are a whole different breed. But we'll talk Big Ten today because, that conference has won the last 3 national titles. So you know what? Unless you guys got other headlines you want to touch on, I mean, listen, the Niners, Deshaun Watson's the starter in Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns defeated Cleveland. The 49ers owner got pinched for soliciting a prostitute as part of a prostitution ring sting. I'm not sure if he was
trailer park in Ohio.
Oh, Lord.
East Palestine, Ohio. $140.
I feel bad for that state, man. They're getting headlines left and right. Not the good ones either.
Lord. Dude, that is just, I don't even know how to comment on that. Listen. Didn't you learn from Robert Kraft? This thing always gets made public. Wild headlines. But apparently Chuba Hubbard back at practice. Apparently him and Jonathan Brooks are going to go 50-50 this season starting off, which is, listen, Jonathan Brooks is a freak. I'm excited to see him actually get some touches. But Chuba Hubbard is about as reliable as it gets. Devontae Smith and Mekhi Lemon both were back at practice today. And, of course, so are Michael Pittman and DK Metcalf. Malik Neighbors, full participant as well. So a lot of receivers getting back there, buddy. I'm excited for a lot of the reasons. All right, we're going to talk Big Ten first. The college football conference that has delivered the last 3 national titles. It almost wasn't if Carson Beck could hang a football about 4 feet higher, but it's okay. Listen, you know what? That Miami team was basically just playing with house money. So Indiana, of course, defending national title. Ohio State won the year before that, and then Michigan the year before that. Just dominance in the college football right now. I'm sorry, the SEC is not the dominant conference. It is the Big Ten. And it's not really that – the Big Ten is just far and away. Like, if we're going to look at this conference, what is hilarious to me about it, and I'm just going to go down the list. Let's take a tally of some of the defenders or of some of the contenders, right? So I really messed up. Okay, here we go. Sorry. I have 2 different notepads. I had to redo it for the AFC versus NFC. So my AFC North notes are done for next week already, so that's great. Let's go through some of the contenders, boys. Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, USC, Michigan, Penn State, Wisconsin's always there. Michigan State's always an interesting tally. There's a lot of fun in this division. And there's always one surprise team every year, whether it's, Minnesota, Purdue, whatever. Like, we'll keep it to the big guys up front because, unfortunately, let's be honest, like you're not going to get much out of UCLA this year. I'm going to be honest. I'll ask.
You don't need that, Nate. You have LSU.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's all good. You know what? Because UCLA about to get clapped by Cal anyways, so I ain't tripping.
There you go.
Yeah.
I have an idea. You take the idiots from the Big Ten who just had to change conferences and send them back to the Big 12. And Lord have mercy, you have one of the best conferences in college football again.
Why don't we take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else? Type vibes.
This is the reference. To me, conference realignment.
That was my first time, but he just said it.
It is the dumbest thing on the planet. The only team, there's like one team right now who I think has a legitimate gripe for conference realignment and they're going to leave in a year or two, and that is my Miami Hurricanes. It's because the ACC up until this year basically treated them like they were just not welcome. They were Clemson was the golden boy, or North Carolina or Duke or whatever, and then they realized, oh, Miami's our best shot at being a national contender again. Oh, now Miami's dominant. Oh, we got to treat them like the golden child. And Miami's sitting there like, dude, we'll go back to the old ACC or we'll do SEC. I mean, the old Big East. My whole pitch here is conference realignment, dissolve the AAC, or no, keep the AAC as like the sixth conference, drop some of the teams out of the Pac-12, like the Sacramento States and that stuff, and make a new Pac-12 with Oregon State, Boise State, Washington State, Oregon, Washington, USC, UCLA, Arizona State. Get all them boys back over there. Move over the teams geographically, like maybe at Boise State, Colorado. They'll work in the Big 12, keep them there. Then for the Big East, we do Miami, Maryland, West Virginia. I'll throw VT in there, dude. Let's get Enter Sandman and James Franklin over back into the Big East. I want to say let's get Florida State in there, but they've been in ACC their entire lives, and they're such a garbage can. We'll keep them with the ACC. We could probably get away with a couple more schools. Let's bring UConn in. Like they're definitely Big East. Like there's a lot of things we can do here to make college football realignment. I'm putting my foot down. This is the best idea I've ever had. Is just make the Power Five again. Like UConn, Miami, Maryland, West Virginia, Virginia Tech. Like that's the Big East, right? Then you go to the ACC. You get the Clemsons, the North Carolinas, the Dukes, Virginia. Move down the pipe. Oh, and you could put Notre Dame in the Big East, by the way. A lot of their rivals play in the Big East, so they plan for or you could even put in the ACC to replace Miami because that'll really hurt their conference strength. Then you go to the Big Ten. You go back to the old school knit and grit, the Ohio States, Michigan State, Michigan, Indiana, Iowa, and then you go down. You send some of those. You bring back the border war things. You send Missouri back to the damn Big 12. Enough of this crap. They're never going to win the damn conference. Enough. Send them back. Bring back the rivalry with Kansas. That was so amazing. Bring that back. Like I'm instant. Send Oklahoma and Texas back to the Big 12 as well because they're never going to win the SEC. No. Like Oklahoma couldn't even make it out of Alabama. Couldn't make it past Alabama. Texas has been just clinging to this whole narrative of, oh, we're going to be there soon. It's like, just go back, dude. Be the best. Like, bring back what college football was in the early 2000s, but with today's NIL and today's rivalries and today's exposure, best product available. Also, with the new team playoff, having a Power 5 school, so 10, let's say Power 5, right? There's the 12 teams make playoff, right? So let's say for all intents and purposes, Notre Dame gets their stupid little rule or whatever. You throw in the top 2 teams from every single conference. Oh, look, there's 11, and you get one at-large bid from the Conference USA or whatever, and you get rid of all these convoluted rules. Because here's the thing: like last year, Miami, the ACC with Miami, that whole debacle proved why these realignments are stupid and why these conference rules are dumb. The fact that Miami wasn't playing Virginia in the ACC title was the dumbest thing ever. And the fact that Duke won it made me laugh so hard because it was such an embarrassment to the ACC as a garbage conference as it is, and it's run by morons. The only thing they've done right in the last 10 years was like pitch it for Miami to make the playoff because they realized, oh, wait, this is the only team that actually has some gas to it. Like, I'm sorry, Big 12. I'm sorry to the BYU fans. They weren't going to do anything. And Notre Dame, I'm sorry. You guys were a year away. Now you guys are a national contender. I will give you all the respect in the world. But last year you were garbage. So, yeah, so that was my conference realignment bid. Let's be honest. Ohio State's winning this damn conference. Or is Oregon? It's Oregon, Ohio State's going to be the final. I'm going to say it right now. Indiana's going to be fun. They're going to be probably that thorn in everyone's side. I don't really have much hope for any other team. I think Michigan's going to be fun. They've had so much drama the last 2 years. I don't even know. They're going to have to rebuild a little bit after Harbaugh. Washington, USC are going to be fun too. But let's be honest here, and I'm going to be straight up blunt with everybody. It's going to be Ohio State and probably Jeremiah Smith last year, and Oregon and Dante Moore's last year, with Dylan Raiola waiting in the wings. Oregon might run this conference the next 5 years, though, if they want to, because Raiola, if he can learn from Dante Moore, yeah, we're set. So, yeah, this is gonna be a fun. This is gonna be the least surprising conference, but probably the most entertaining. My Penn State, they're reloading. New head coach, obviously. Do I think they're gonna? I think they're gonna be like a 4 or 5 loss team. Probably they definitely make a bowl game. Maybe they might even like get some decent momentum. Maybe ranked for a little bit. Don't have much hope there. USC 4 losses, maybe Washington 5. Michigan State, Michigan could be dumpster fires too. So
with Penn State though, it's worth noting they got an easy schedule. And I was looking around. It looks like they may be avoiding Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana this fall. So wild. Maybe they can be somewhat competitive under first-year head coach Matt Campbell, just because that schedule is maybe not as difficult as, Iowa's.
Yeah.
Who's got
Iowa's? This is why I didn't even mention Iowa, because their schedule is. Somebody showed it to me the other day, and I sat there, and it's like that meme where the guy's like eyeballs are the size of like saucers, and he's just like, oh. That was me.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
I could not believe that somebody. Oh, I realized my lights aren't on. That's better. Yeah, no, I could not believe that's their schedule. I feel bad for Hawkeye fans. You guys pulled a death sentence this year. Oregon schedules, Oregon's, Ohio State's is, it's what it is. I'm not going to mince words. They're both going to be 1 loss or 0 loss teams going into the final week of the season. And when they play each other in the Big Ten championship game, it's going to be fireworks, unless one of them really has a bad season or has injuries. But there's going to be some things that are going to be fun. I think Michigan's going to be entertaining. I think Penn State's going to be competitive for a while until they have to play a real team, and they're going to get smoked. And then, at least for this year, I think they're on a good track. I think James Franklin is a great recruiter, but him coaching at Penn State gave him an extra beef in the rankings that never really was deserving. He's going to go to Virginia Tech now and probably put up good numbers. And Virginia Tech's going to be a contender in the ACC for a little bit. But when he goes against Mario or Dabo or even the Wolfpack down at NC State, it's going to be an issue. So in reality, I look at Penn State as like, they're still one of the better teams, but they're also the lamest team in the Big Ten because they're the only team with no natural rival. They can't say their natural rival is Ohio State because they say Michigan or Michigan State. Ohio State's rivals is Michigan, or you could even throw in, I don't know, Iowa's. There's Penn State really doesn't claim a rival, which is weird. Like, oh, we have rivalries with Michigan. It's like, do you really? Or Ohio State? It's like, not really. So I don't know. The whole Big Ten to me is an odd conference, but I think Signetti in Indiana, you still have to watch out. That offense looks incredible. That's why I picked them up in fantasy for our college football league. I was like, I think I surprised a lot of people when I took them over Miami's offense. But I said, you know what? I already got 2 Miami receivers and Darian Mensah. I'm good on it, but yeah. So it's give me Oregon to win the conference, but both top 2 teams go to the playoff without question.
So I agree with. It's going to be between Oregon and Ohio State. Indiana had their moment last year. A lot of guys left. Obviously, Kurt Signetti is a very good coach for them, so they're going to be competitive. But I think between Dante Moore and Julian Sain, it's going to come down to either Ohio State or Oregon. It depends on who's going to be the healthiest out of the 2. Both got good coaches. Both got good starting quarterbacks. Going to be top picks next year. So those are going to be the 2 conferences or the 2 teams in the conference that are going to be up for championship run. Michigan, I think they got a talented roster. They got a good program, but they got a real tough schedule coming up. They got Oklahoma, Penn State, Indiana, Oregon, and Ohio State. And I think they need some more improvement from Bryce Underwood. And they're only really retaining 3 starters from defense from last season. We already talked about Iowa. They got a rough schedule ahead. They really can't afford any sort of regression with a schedule like that. USC, you got Jaden Mayava.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah, he's coming back. It's been a little bit since they've been good, but I'm not buying a lot of stock in Lincoln Riley right now. I think they got some positives. They got some good freshman recruiting class coming in. They're bringing in Gary Patterson to run on the defense. So we'll see how USC goes. I don't think USC is quite there yet, but I think they're on maybe the come up of getting there. Like we already talked about Penn State. They got a cupcake schedule. First-time head coach Matt Campbell. Still don't think they're really going to be any sort of contention. Maryland, I think, could be fun. So here, Mathis is hurt, though, but they brought back a lot of top-end talent. They got some portal additions. They got a good group of guys that they're building around and adding to. I think they're going to be I think the Terps are going to be competitive. I wouldn't sleep on them, but I don't think they're going to be in sort of contention. But I think they could be a fun team. Washington, I think, is a little sleeper of a team. Jed Fish he's got a talented 2026 roster over in Washington. Damon Williams will be under center. They're projected to be fully loaded with that front 7. They do got Penn State, Indiana, and Oregon. That's going to determine how far they're going to go in 26. But I think they could be a little bit of a sneaky team in the Big Ten.
You know what? It's so funny because my NCAA franchise 2 years ago for NCAA 25, Maryland was the hardest team to play. Everyone who got Maryland on their schedule was pissed in my friend group because they were just the hardest team to play. And I'm not going to lie, last year they were fun. I could see them doing some damage this year. That's why I kind of was like, let's put Maryland back in the Big East. Let's have some fun. Yeah, like they're going to be a solid team. I think they're going to be like a 4-losser, but they're going to be a fun 4-loss team. Like they're probably going to pull off they're probably going to knock Michigan off or knock Penn State off. And everyone's like, oh my God. Yeah. Now, anything to add in the Big Ten before we move on to the AFC and NFC South?
No, sir. Excited for talking about the NFL in just a bit, boss, for sure. I'm good.
By the way, also, folks, we have a little appetizer for the 6-pack challenge. I don't know how we're going to do it this year. It might just be the 3 of us because it's the 3 of us on the show. And, we had DJ for the 4th one, but now that the Korner Booth pregame is dead, it's kind of like, I might just do the 3 of us. We'll figure it out. Matt, of course, is the defending champion for like the 15,000th year in a row.
It ends this year, I promise.
Well, we don't have like Chris or DJ or Brian to like throw our picks off, so we might actually have a chance of us, Nate, of taking Matt out. But we'll do that after we talk some AFC and NFC North. So, fellas, dealer's choice. How are we feeling? You guys want to start AFC or NFC?
Which one is it? We're doing the South or
South?
Yes, sir.
Let's do NFC.
All righty.
The weirdest division in football for the past 10 years. I'm going to just start this off by saying the Atlanta Falcons should just punt. Tua looks awful. Michael Penix isn't 100%. Bijan Robinson, they should just put it up on a shelf for a year and just have Brian Robinson take 80% of the carries just so they don't, kill Bijan or get Bijan hurt. Not a lot of hope for the Falcons. I have them have 4 wins. I had a lot of optimism going into the offseason, and then they just found a way to not do jack. Yeah, I'm not a Falcons believer here, boys.
No, I don't got much faith in them either. It's just the quarterback situation. Other than that, I mean, they don't have a bad offense. I mean, like you said, you got Bijan, you got Drake London, you got Kyle Pitts coming back too. It's just the quarterback situation. That's been the one thing that's hindered that franchise since Matt Ryan's left. They haven't been able to find that replacement for him. It wasn't Desmond Ridder. Penix didn't look too great last year. It's definitely not going to be Tua, and it wasn't Kirk Cousins. So they're on a quarterback frenzy right now, but they'll go as far as quarterback position takes them, which I don't think is going to be very far.
Anything to add?
No.
All right.
Listen, man, Bijan's great, but golly. Look, and Drake London, I feel bad for him low-key, man.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to throw him the ball? They're both, I don't know.
They're gonna put a jugs machine on a dolly and just have it roll and throw rockets into the secondary.
Nice. For his sake, I hope so. The only lefty quarterback I like is the Cal guy. I don't. Other than him, I despise left-handed quarterbacks.
What was the last good lefty quarterback before? It'd probably be Vic, right? Vic's the last good lefty quarterback.
Hefty lefty. Oh yeah, no, you're good. Yeah.
R.I.P. Jerry Lorenzen. But no,
Yes,
I think
sir.
Vic's the last good lefty quarterback, right? Because I don't remember a good lefty before that. After that.
No, sir.
All right. You know what's so funny? When I was younger, I thought I swore Dak was lefty for like the longest time. I don't know why. All right. We're going to go up in the so basically I'm doing these in order of how I think the standings are going to go. So we have the 4-win Falcons. Now we get into the 7-win Buccaneers. No Mike Evans. Let's start there. As much as he was injured the last year, the fact of the matter is he has been there since basically we're going pre-break to the Jameis Winston era. Baker's a starter, but he's in a contract negotiation. They've paused negotiations for the season now. So either they're going to be a 12-win team, Baker's going to be an MVP candidate, or he's going to be playing out of his mind. They're still going to lose. I have Bucs defense fantasy right now, so I'm not liking this, but I'm like worried. They're like at the max an 8-9 team. Let's be honest. The 3 teams that we have besides the Falcons are all going to finish within a game or a half a game or a game or in first place. They're all going to be in that little cluster. So they have a really talented roster, but once again, Todd Bowles is still the head coach. A lot of injuries in 2025. I like Ibuka, but is he going to be healthy? I love Tez Johnson, but is he going to be healthy? You see where I'm going with this, Matt.
Yeah. I agree with you in the sense of I think Baker Mayfield is going to have a very good season, as he always has with the Buccaneers. I think they're going to wind up being another 8 or 9 win team just because of the holes on that roster. Todd Bowles is a good enough head coach this time around that he can get you into the playoffs. He's just a product of his roster, and the roster has a lot of holes in it. I think the weakness of this roster will be the secondary on the defensive side. I'm excited to see Reuben Bain on the defensive front, obviously. But offensively, like you said, you don't have Mike Evans, which I think Mike Evans, I could be wrong. I think he goes back to the Josh Freeman days. If not, definitely the Mike Evans
his rookie year was under Josh. I think his rookie year was Josh Freeman.
Yeah, which is insane. No, but not a lot of people know Josh Freeman. That is pull for our generation in a sense, because I don't know, Nate might know Josh Freeman, maybe not.
That's the Doug Martin days, bro.
There we go.
I sure do.
Maybe.
R.I.P. to the muscle hamster.
That might have been some Vincent Jackson days too.
Dude, he was. It was Vincent Jackson, rest in peace, towards the end of his career, and Mike Evans. That was the duo.
But what I'm getting at with this offense is my issues with it is just the health. I think your best weapon that could give you the most reliability health-wise would be Cade Otton, because Emeka Egbuka, you saw him. He was very good last year when he was healthy, but he missed some games from health issues. Chris Godwin is always hurt. Bucky Irvin was hurt pretty bad last year, and you pair him up with Kenneth Gainwell now, which would be good. But you can't rely on – you got to rely on Bucky Irvin being healthy the whole year. You got to rely on Chris Godwin not being out for half the year. You got to hope Ekbuka doesn't get hurt again like he did last year. There's a lot of holes offensively with health, which I think is going to hinder them from having a big 12-win season. So I'll take the 8-9 range as well.
So here's what's funny. I just swapped my pick for whom I have winning this division only off of a simple fact about something, but I'll finish that in a minute. With the Bucks, I left Chris Godwin alone because I just feel bad. The dude literally came back last season after the most devastating injury in 2024 and played. So Chris Godwin, man, I give you all the credit in the world. So now we go to New Orleans. Another 8-9, 9-8 team. I think Kellen Moore's building something. Tyler Shough is going to be a fun quarterback. They go and get Travis Etienne to help Alvin Kamara, who's going to be out for a little bit. Jahan Dotson, Aziz Ojulari. They go get Jordan Tyson in the draft. It's not a bad offense. There's a lot of weapons. They still got Johnson at tight end. There's a lot of cool things to like in New Orleans right now. It's Cam Jordan's last year. They're a 9-8 win team. Maybe they get a lucky one and get 10. They're a fun, hard out. They're going to be annoying for maybe a third place NFC East team or NFC West team who's trying to get in the playoffs, and these guys are hanging around. So, yeah, give me the Saints 10 wins max in an ideal world, most likely 9 or 8. But dude, fun. Kellen Moore's building something.
The Saints, to me, are a fun team because Tyler Shough can just sling the ball. And I think it's going to be really fun to see that offense work. You know what's funny? The backup Spencer Rattler, do you know who the third string is?
No idea.
Zach Wilson.
That's amazing. Oh, wait, I think I knew. I think you told me that.
He's so bad, he can't even beat out Spencer Rattler.
Okay, to be fair, Spencer Rattler did actually show some flashes last year.
That's fair. Zach Wilson has shown.
Zach Wilson's only flashes he's seen is when he actually clicks the flash on his cell phone.
I will give it the Saints. They do have a appealing offense. You got Tyler Shough, you got Travis Etienne, or Travis Etienne, I should say, now that we know how to pronounce it. Alvin Kamara back there when he's healthy is not a bad backup, obviously. Olave. The issue is you don't have any Jordan Tyson for a couple months, I think is what they were saying. You do have Juwan Johnson, who had some really good moments last year as well. So I think this could be a fun roster. It's just a matter of, are you going to have Devon Bell or Barian Brown or Mason Tipton, which, yes, I have to see the depth chart to know who those guys are. But are they going to step up in absence of Jordan Tyson? Defensive side of the ball, you still got old man Cam Jordan still playing, Devon Godshaw, Caden Ellis. You got Chase Young, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Justin Reed, Julian Blackmon. They got some names, not eye-opening names. They got some playmakers. I think the Saints could very much – I think the Saints are going to finish third. I think it's going to – right now, I think it's going to go Atlanta. I think it's going to go Saints, and I think it'll go beat Buccaneers, and then it'll be the last team that we have left to talk about that I think is going to win it for a second year in a row.
Yep. We're going to talk about the Panthers right now. The reason I have the Panthers at 10 or 11 wins is because they got better in the offseason. They're healthier. Another year of Dave Canales and Bryce Young. They keep improving every single year. And also because this is it. They need to make the leap to be an elite division winner now and get out of the scrum that is the NFC South, or Canales is not going to have a job. Because they don't have a stable owner. He's not stable by any stretch. He's a nightmare. Dude literally tried to get a guy literally went into a restaurant after they told him to sell the team. Where I can't remember the story from last year. Dude, the Panthers do not have a stable owner. He's not a stable human, and there's a lot of expectations. Jordan Brooks is finally healthy. Chuba Hubbard is the primary back now. You have a lot of good, decent receivers. You also have Bryce Young now in his fourth year now. Yeah, Bryce Young is fourth year. It's time, man. Shit or get off the pot. So I think they do it. I think 11 wins. I don't think they're going to make it past the first round. I think if they run to a team like Philly, San Fran, Seattle, even maybe down, maybe they might get Dallas a fight. But or like the top dog teams, I think they're still hosed. But if they can pull a Dallas or a Chicago in the playoffs or Detroit, They can win a game. They're not, the thing is, like, their defense is great. If Bryce Young can take the next step, then they become dangerous. So that's my key. I think he will. I think he's going to become a solid top 15 quarterback in this league. I don't see him cracking the top 10 because there's a lot of talent at the top of that list. But then again, like, could I see him taking on the Bills or one of these these overrated AFC teams and beat them? Yes. The problem is the AFC is so low. The NFC is so front loaded. Like, the fact is that Philadelphia is the fourth best team in the NFC, or fifth if you want to be really split hairs, and they're going to win their division.
Yeah,
also, the Philadelphia. I saw some dude who's like hot. He said Philly at 9-8. I'm like, bro, are you watching the same camp I'm watching? But that's a whole different discussion. But thoughts on Carolina?
I think Carolina is going to be a nice little sweet spot of about 10. I think it's going to be enough to make a division this year. Bryce Young, I got to commend him. He looked horrendous his first year. Mm-hmm. His second year had a little bit of downs. He kind of picked it up at the end. And the third year, he really started to show some progressions. I commend the Carolina Panthers organization for taking the time to let him develop. He obviously was somebody that wasn't going to get it in the first year or so. He was just a late bloomer in the sense of he just needed 3-4 years. So yep. I believe this is going into year 4. But he's just slowly progressed each year, and he's at the point where I think we can start to see the best of Bryce Young ahead. And I think this comes with a second division title in a row. You got Chuba Hubbard. Jonathan Brooks is finally healthy, so I'm excited to see that combination at running back. You got Ted McMillan, Jimmy Horn, John Mechie, Jalen Coker, Xavier Leggett. The tight end situation will be interesting. You got Tommy Tremble and Darren Waller will be backing them up. And then they got some playmakers on defense and free agency. You got Devin Lloyd and you got Jalen Phillips. That's just a couple really good linebackers for that linebacker core. That defense got a little better. I think you can see Carolina take a step. I think you see Carolina get back into the divisional race, 10 wins, maybe even getting a first round playoff win. But I think Dave Canales is building up something good, and I think he's slowly but surely progressing Bryce Young in a positive direction.
There you go. I think they're the winner, though. I agree with you. Nate, anything on Carolina?
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm chilling. I'm good. Ready to move on to the AFC South whenever you're ready, boss.
I'm so ready. Let's do this. You want to talk about weird divisions? I don't know. Every team except Indy got better. That's the best way I can word this.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Indy. I really do. This is going to be probably one of the best combined record divisions in the football.
I'm thrilled with what Indianapolis is doing. And it's not just because I own their first round draft pick this year. Promise.
Oh, my God. Oh, God.
So, all right. So if I'm looking at these right now, so let's start with Indy. We'll start with Indy right now. They're going to be the last place in the division. They'd be second or third in most other divisions. The problem is, I think Tennessee is going to shock a lot of people this year, especially how loaded their offense got. Houston's going to be a Super Bowl contender, and Jacksonville is a solid perennial playoff team. And Liam Cohen is a very good head coach. Duval. I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. Daniel Jones is back. Torn Achilles, broken leg, 7-on-7 drills. Hasn't done any 11-on-11 yet, but he's looking good. They still have JT. They still have Josh Downs. Still have Alec Pierce. There's a lot of stuff there, but like, if Jones goes down again, or if he's not 110%, and you don't get what he was getting last year, they're an average team at best. They're in a weird limbo spot right now, the Colts are. So to me, limbo spot means you're 7-10. That is the most accurate record I'm going to get all year. 7-10 for the Indianapolis Colts. I think they're going to be a fun team. I think JT is going to light teams up. I think Pierce is going to take another step with Pittman gone to get more volume in the receiving core. Tyler Warren's going to be sensational as well. My only issue is that I cannot rely on Daniel Jones. Nate knows this more than anybody. You can't rely on DJ going on the stretch. And on top of that, they're going to lose at least 4 or 5 games in division, and that already puts you halfway to 10 losses. So I am a 7-10 as being the most accurate record I could give it all season.
Yeah, I think you're hovering around the 6 or 7 win mark for them. Like you said, to see if Daniel Jones has it again this year. It's bad when Anthony Richardson's right now is the 3rd quarterback on the step chart. So I'm curious to see if they're going to wind up trading him or what they're going to do, because they still got Daniel Jones, Riley Leonard, Anthony Richardson, Easton Stick. Jonathan Taylor, as long as he's healthy, that offense is going to put up some points. Alex Pierce right now on the depth chart, it has a ruling of out, so he must be hurt right now. That's probably why they signed Keenan Allen to go with Josh Downs. You got Tyler Warren there. Obviously, he had a really good year last year. And you got some playmakers on the secondary, on the defense, and some guys on the front. Yeah, I think, like you said, I agree. I think this is going to be a fun team that's going to have a lot of fight in it, but I don't think they're going to wind up executing and finishing. I don't think they're going to be 8-1 like they were last year. I think they're going to wind up finishing the season about 6 or 7 wins, bottom of that division, which would be good for the Jets, who had their first-round pick, but I don't have much faith in the Colts to surprise us.
So, yeah. And anything else before we move on to Jacksonville?
No, I agree with you, man. Daniel Jones is the X factor. If he doesn't play like I think, I've been used to seeing him play, it should be good. But if he does, good luck.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. The Colts, they have quarterback question marks more than they think they do. So they'll find out this year. They'll learn.
All right. Jacksonville, I'll make it quick because Liam Cohen, he 13-4 last year. They played great. They added some depth. Brashal Tootin is now their lead back, with Travis Etienne going to New Orleans. Josh Hines Allen, once again, premier edge rusher. Travis Hunter, is he going to stay healthy? Are we going to get a leap from Trevor Lawrence, who showed some flashes of being clutch last year? With them, I think they're going to be an 11-12 win team again. They're going to be right on Houston's butt. It's going to come down to the last week or two. I think they're going to be really fun. I don't know. Then again, they're in this because I trust Trevor Lawrence as much as I trust CJ Stroud. So possibly more. And I like Liam Cohen, but I prefer D'Amico Ryans. So if Tootin is all that, if they can get the running game going, that's their if. If Tootin's as advertised, him and Chris Rodriguez being the lead backs, okay, great, I'm down with it. But I don't trust it. I have the 3 backup backs on this training camp roster right now, like all circled as like sleepers and like guys I'm targeting free agency in my league, because I'm like, I don't trust Rodriguez or Tootin to be the primary. I'm thinking they got a third guy they're waiting on or something, but I could be wrong. Jacksonville needs 12 wins. Good defense as well. They're going to force a crap ton of turnovers, Devin Lloyd and all them boys. So, Matt, what do you think?
Well, one, I love the last name too, and I think that's hilarious. But I just like saying that name. But I think Jacksonville, I think they could be a 11-win team. I still kind of side a little bit with the Texans for the division title-wise, because I agree with you. Trevor Lawrence is so up and down. You don't know if you're going to get, Trevor Lawrence of the other year, if you're going to get Trevor Lawrence where they won 6 games. It's just he's not really consistent. He has a really good year, then he has an okay year. He has an injured year, has a good year. Consistency hasn't always been there. They are one major injury on offense away from being completely out of that division contention, because if Trevor Lawrence goes down, you have Nick Mullins, Carter Bradley, and Joey Aguilar. If Basil Tootin goes down or Bazel Tootin goes down, you got Chris Rodriguez, LaQuint Allen Jr., and Amir Abdullah. If Brian Thomas Jr. goes down, you have Parker Washington and Jacoby Myers. And it's just like they're on paper healthy. They're starters. They have a very good team, good defense. They think win 11 games. But if one person goes down on that offense, you go from 11 plus wins to maybe you go down to 8. So Jacksonville will take themselves as far as their health can go. I think they have potentially get 11 wins and compete with Houston.
Yeah, I agree. All right, speaking of Houston, we're gonna make Houston quick because let's be honest with you, this is my AFC pick for the Super Bowl. Spoilers. Yeah, they're loaded. They got better which is crazy. And now they just got Kayshon Boutte today, so that's been put in. It all hinges on CJ Stroud on offense. If CJ Stroud can go even back to like close to what he was his rookie year, dude, they're gonna win. They're gonna win the Super Bowl. They're loaded. Their defense is terrifying. It reminds me of the old Seattle defenses. I'm just like, oof. They went and got Rutledge, and they finally addressed the offensive line. They got Rutledge in the first round, Wyatt Teller, Braden Smith as well, and they re-signed the right guard Ed Ingram. They go out and get Motor Montgomery to get some health at running back to go with Woody Marks. Dude, Woody Marks and Montgomery are the most abusive running back combo I've ever seen in my life. The one that comes close might be Saquon and Tank Bigsby. And maybe Cam Scatterbo if they got another power back to help them. Because just the bruising they're going to give defenses is insane. And it totally fits the shtick that D'Amico Ryans wants. They bring back Jadeveon Clowney, where his career all started. I absolutely love it. They also got my boy Caden McDonald. Everyone, my clip about him went a little not violent, semi-viral. I think this dude is a roadblock. I watched him get a sack on Mendoza on Friday. I'm like, Thursday, this kid can move. Love the addition of course, Rankins and my boy Reed Blankenship. Reed, I love you. Best of luck in Houston. Exciting Whites for life. But, that team's stacked, dude. That defense is stacked. Derek Stingley, top 3 corner in the league. Great on the edge as well down there in Houston. So with Will, I think it's Will Anderson leading the way, and Daniil Hunter. Dude, they're loaded. Let's just be honest. Houston's 15-2.
Yeah, it's all depends on what you're going to get from CJ Stroud. The good thing is that Davis Mills as the backup is actually a pretty good backup option. Mm-hmm. He's not a bad quarterback. He's just not a franchise starting quarterback, but for a backup option, he's solid. But like you said, it depends because CJ Stroud is just for no apparent reason has just regressed each year, and it doesn't make any sense because he has arguably the best. Next to the Broncos, has the best defense in this league.
Oh, yeah.
There's not even a need to go over the defense. We all know who's there. It's just loaded. Will Anderson, Sheldon Rankinson, Daniil Hunter, Aziz Al-Shahir, Derek Stingley, Reed Blankenship, Kamir Lassiter, Jalen Petrie. It's insane.
They're going to break every defensive record possible for how little amount of points they give up. Nate, any thoughts on the Texans before we talk Titans and then go into the six-pack? Sweet. Now my fun team.
Hooray!
I think the Tennessee Titans are going to be hilariously fun this year. I love Brian Daboll teaming up with Cam Ward. I think Bob Saleh is going to have that team just amped all the time. I think that the additions of Wan'Dale Robinson and Carnell Tate are going to make Cam Ward's life a lot easier to go with Alec Anomare. That's a solid receiving core, guys. I'm not going to lie. He's young and is
still got Calvin Ridley.
And Calvin Old Man Ridley. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of promise on that offense. Oh, yeah. They still have Tony Pollard and my boy Tajay Spears. So it's not a bad offense. And their defense is improving. They improved their offensive line. Tennessee took it seriously this year. I have Tennessee going 10-7. I think they're going to be the last team in the wild card. They're going to be just annoying. They're going to be a pain in the butt. They're not going to win a single game in the playoffs. But we're going to look at Cam Ward found it. Oh, crap. Because I think he's going to be the best. I think he's going to go down as at least for now, I think he has the potential to pass Steve McNair as the best quarterback in Titans franchise history. He has that potential. We thought Vince Young had it. We thought other quarterbacks the Titans have thrown out there had it. But no, I think they finally figured it out with Cam Ward. I think he's that guy. And I think right now, Daboll and Saleh put together a team around him where they're going to score points and they're going to stop teams a little bit. Even if it's a bend, don't break mentality, they're still going to win games. So 10-7 for the Titans for me.
You're a little more optimistic with them than I am. I think they're going to be competing with the Colts for last place in that division. When I say last place, I mean 6-7 wins. So I think they can be in that 6-7 win range, which will be a improvement from last year. But Cam Ward's looked in the preseason so far. As you can tell us, I think Rob Saleh is an amazing coordinator. As a head coach, I think he's okay. I think he needed a little more time to maybe take a break and learn a little bit before he went back into the role. We'll see if he proves us wrong. But you can't say Cam Ward doesn't have a better roster. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the running backs, but until they address that, it's Tony Pollard, Tyjae Spears. But Cardinal Tate, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Calvin Ridley is a really good 1, 2, 3. We'll see how Gunnar Helm does. I think they recently drafted him. Was he last year's draft? So we'll see how he does in his next year. Not a terrible line. And then defense has some playmakers. John Franklin Myers is a really good guy on the front seven from the Jets days. Kedrick Folk is also in the back behind him. Jeffrey Simmons is obviously very good. Jermaine Johnson is the sleeper on the right side. They have some playmakers. Cordell Flott from the Giants, Monty Hooker. So they got some playmakers. A lot of former Jets guys. Probably not good, but a lot of former Jets on that team. And some Giants. Probably also not good. Probably also not great. I'm not saying Cam Ward's not the future for them. I'm just saying I think this first year under this head coach with this roster does not, to me, scream playoffs. I'm going to give them 6-7 wins. I cannot bring you a seltzer. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, I'm an idiot. I am such an idiot. I will debate your lack of optimism because I know you're petty about Saleh, and I know Nate obviously has some issues with Dable. But I'm telling you right now, I think Cam Ward is going to be a phenomenal quarterback. I think he's going to will his team to a couple wins where, like, in history with, like, Tannehill or whoever the hell these guys have coached in the past, you're like, oh. Because I watched him do it at Miami with a okay roster, and they were a couple of votes from getting into the playoff when they had no business being there, honestly, preseason. So Heisman runner-up, dude, he's got the pedigree for it. So in reality, let's summarize. I have it going Texans, Jags, Titans. I think Matt's is similar. He says him and Tennessee and Indy can flip-flop. Nate, what's your order for how the standings will go?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Texans, Titans, Jags, and Colts. I think Titans are. Listen, Cam Ward, he's special. I know this preseason hasn't shown much of that so far, but look, he was the number 1 overall pick for a reason, right? And as long as he can just focus on ball security a little bit, I think he'll be fine. I don't think the offense will be their demise, or that will prevent them from having the season that you think they'll have. Yeah. I think it's more the defense that kind of gives me question marks, not the D-line in general, because Jeffrey Simmons is great, but their edges are improved, and the cornerback room is questionable. I mean, Matt mentioned Cordell Flott, and it's just like, it was kind of okay here at best for the Giants, and I mean that. I've obviously seen that, of course. So I think Tennessee's going to have a good season, not and that it'll be good enough for second place in the South, but then after that it's just the Jags and the Colts for me. I don't believe in Daniel Jones. I'm sorry, I never did. Oh, I did for a little bit. I saw what happened, how that affected me. Never again. He can rot in Indianapolis and be out of a job in a couple of years.
All right, boys, it's all good. So we got about 8 minutes left here, boys. It's time for the return. Nate, you ready?
Yay! We're back.
It's time to crack a six-pack presented by our friends over at candips.com. Promo code Korner. No, I'm sorry. Joking. 20. Sorry. We're getting ahead of ourselves. I'd love for us to get a promo code with Candidates, but I doubt we're going to get it for a while. Anyway, it's Belly of 20. My apologies for the mix-up. But y'all know the rules. Each of us get one upset per the week. Week 0 rules are a little different since it's only like 6 or 7 games. This is kind of just a preseason run for us. Next week, the real games start. This is more for just gambling and for fun and just for,
so we're not documenting this.
We can, we'll document it. We'll see. We'll make a decision over the week. We'll see what happens. And we'll announce it on Monday for our next show, our final show, the preview shows. That was a mouthful. All righty. So here we go, gentlemen. This is going to be sort of a rapid fire because obviously, only a few minutes left. Obviously, the six-pack during the actual shows will be a long segment. We'll talk about each and every matchup, everything else. But this will be a little more fast and fun today. So our rapid-fire opener for the six-pack, a little appetizer, if you will. North Carolina and the Geriatrics taking on Texas Christian, go Horned Frogs. I'm going to go with TCU. I'm sorry. I think Belichick is going to be fired by midseason in North Carolina. I think this is a dumpster fire and a half. ACC teams have not fared well in Dublin. Just ask Florida State what happened. So yeah, that got me started on a heater that I was on for like 3 or 4 months. So give me TCU with the dub here. I will take them to cover as well. Remember, not gambler advice. If you have a problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER or whatever site you have in your state. Obviously, Connecticut has their own. Do your research. But if you have a problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Get the help you need. And please gamble responsibly. This is not gambling advice, but gamble responsibly. Matthew, North Carolina, TCU.
I'm disappointed so far. Bill Belichick's reign with North Carolina. I thought they'd be a little better than they've been. Until I see the proof in the pudding, I'm going to take TCU minus 7.5 over North Carolina.
Nice. Nathan.
Screw Belichick. Screw the Tar Heels. Give me the Horned Frogs. Ribbit.
The only Tar Heels we respect are Hoopers. All right. Sacramento State, Eastern Michigan. Nate's boys are in prime time. All right.
Well, they're sure.
They're adjacent. One of the schools Nate roots for.
Yeah, they're my side. They're my side, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, you know what? They're about to get crushed by Eastern Michigan. Mad Max's alma mater. Or are they? This is weird because they've got a lot of good recruits. They've got a lot of fun stuff around this team. Do they actually? This is where they put the money where their mouth is. You know what? I'll do my first upset pick of the year. I'll go Sacramento State to pull off the upset.
Damn it.
Nate, this isn't for standings.
Oh, right. Yes.
Well,
I want to as well.
If Matt takes them as well, we can do this as a house upset too.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That gives us all a point for the season. That's
true.
So, Matthew, are you gonna poop on a parade, or are you gonna take Sacramento State?
Well, I guess since you put the pressure on me, I guess I'll take Sacramento State then.
Let's go,
Matt.
First
listen,
upset of the season.
Matt,
let's go.
What do Hornets do, Matt? Listen, what do Hornets do?
They sting.
Horns.
They sting. Yeah, the Hornets. They sting. They're gonna sting.
Oh, you said horns. I'm like, oh, puncture you.
Oh, my bad. Hornets. They sting. They're gonna sting whatever Eastern Michigan is. I don't know what their mascot is. I ain't gonna lie. Their stadium is kind of by the way.
Yeah, anyways. True. All right. Next up, we'll make this quick. Does anybody think San Jose State's going to cover?
No.
Listen, I'm never going to get listen, I'm never going to get the opportunity to have a six-pack with 2 California local teams near me. Give me the damn Spartans. I used to go there for a year.
Nate, listen, we'll give you a point in the standings if they win. Okay, we'll give you a point. Even if we don't count it, we'll give you a point for this one.
Bet.
All right. Hawaii at Stanford. I'm going to take the Rainbow Warriors. Listen, I am always a sucker for Hawaii football. Rest in peace, Colt Brennan. I just remember Devon Best when he was there. They're a fun team to watch. And, dude, their uniforms are so freaking clean. Give me Hawaii over Stanford. Stanford then's got to go and then take on Miami the week after. So they might be a little window dressing, look at see the team after. So give me Hawaii for the upset here.
I'm going to go Stanford. I think they're going to get the job done against Hawaii. They're going to feel really good about themselves going to Miami, get humbled really quick, and then realize, oh, that was just a luck in the first week. So give me Stanford.
All right.
There are 138 FBS schools in the nation. Mm-hmm. I saw Stanford ranked 133. Yeah, give me Hawaii.
Let's go. All right. Stanford has really fallen off since Jim Harbaugh left. All right. Actually, honestly, since even the guy who replaced him, who was there after him?
David something.
Yeah, back when they had McCaffrey. All right. Now we're going to some ACC ball. Remember, boys, you know my rules about gambling on the ACC. Unless it's Miami, don't do it.
Oh.
All right, so give me. We're gonna make this one really rapid fire quick because we're coming to the end of the show. I'm gonna go NC State. Their defense is phenomenal. They're gonna cover, but give me Virginia to win. I'm playing both sides of the coin here only because I don't trust either team. So Virginia to win, NC State to cover. Matthew.
I feel the same way as you. I think NC State can cover, and I take Virginia to win.
All right, Nate.
Give me the Cavs.
Nice. All right. Last but not least, Jacksonville State, North Dakota State. North Dakota State's FBS debut.
Yay!
I think they're going to demolish Jacksonville State. So give me the Bison. Carson Wentz's alma mater, Trey Lance's alma mater, Christian Watson's alma mater. Let them run it. North Dakota State for the dub. All right, Matthew's got our tallies down. Obviously, we'll be back on Monday. We're talking SEC and AFC, NFC North. We'll be doing our first major 6-pack, all college football before we get into the NFL season following weekend. Just heads up, Labor Day. We're not doing a show Labor Day because I have a wedding and we're not going to probably do a Tuesday show. Most likely we'll negotiate. We'll figure it out. But boys and girls, have an amazing week. We'll see you on next Monday. Shout out to our sponsors, Canadips, SeatGeek, Righteous Felon. Shout out to Belly Up Sports and the boys. A lot of good content coming out for football season, so follow all of our friends, especially the Belly Up YouTube channel as well, and be on the lookout for all of our stuff on social media. We'll see you Monday. Peace.